It's Monday, March 16th. I just found out today that I don't own the home, the marital home, that I don't get any equity and I don't own the home supposedly because a judge awarded everything to Tracy, even though I filed a contested divorce over 3 years ago and had a lawyer for at least 2 years who drained near but $10,000, which was money I had from taking our tax return, which was in a joint account when I originally filed for divorce because he wanted me to have nothing. And so it looks like he's gotten his wish of me having nothing. I have some infestation of lice slash body lice slash mites slash other parasites that I can't get any help with. I'm in a shelter today that is for severe weather only, and because there's a tornado and severe thunderstorms, thankfully in a bigger city there's something, or I would be in the Emporia Woods still suffering through whatever storm came. I don't understand how you can be married to someone for 28 years and bear them 11 children, 9 of which are still living, and be tossed aside as if you're a dog who has mange that gets nothing. No bone, no dog food. The food I have is supplied here at the shelter when it's open, and food stamps. I didn't know I was divorced until about a week ago. I already made a video about that. Maybe a little bit more than a week ago. It was when I called Tracy because I'm having such severe infestation of these mites and I needed some more supplies, and he made the comment that he wasn't my husband anymore, and I was completely blown away and taken aback. And I know I made a video about that. And so today I'm finding out, because I asked him, I'm like, how much money are you supposed to give me a month? And like, what are the terms? Because I wasn't made aware of anything. And he said he's not supposed to give me anything, or he doesn't have to give me anything. And I said, well, what about the equity of the house? Because obviously he's living in the house with the children and I'm homeless. And he said, nothing. The house was awarded to me. I'm like, but I co-own the house. And I'm being told, no, not anymore. It just isn't mine anymore. So I was a stay-at-home mother. I homeschooled all of our children. I had a small business while Tracy actually, for 12 years, from when he was age 38, retired from the Navy, sat around and was served. He was the king, and I believed fully then. And, you know, the cooking and cleaning was, the children helped me some, but the girl children helped more, if you get my point. And now I'm not looking well the last few weeks because I have some kind of infestation and things are like living within my skin. And it's causing me to have like these lines that I don't normally have, and redness, and I've been having a problem with my hands turning blue, my legs, and having some bruises that I haven't, there's no reason. I didn't fall, or, you know, I don't know what the reason is. It's not like I haven't been hit or fallen, and I've had like unexplained bruising, and I'm not sure what's going on with my health right this minute. But, you know, let's just say 2 weeks ago, I had no idea that the marriage was dissolved completely, that the divorce was final. And then I know that I should have equity in the home that we owned for 18 years together, and I'm being told I get nothing. And this is not going to stand in spiritual court. It is known that I am the one, not him. I am the one who did all the work. I am the one who just did it insurmountable amount of work caring for a large family of 11 for years, just barely able to meet my own needs, always in demand to do for everyone else. And a lot of that was done purposely, and I know from Tracy it was part of the abuse cycle. Like if I wanted to go on a walk, I literally asked him. He would say, well, I know you have lots to do. And he would deny me being able to go on a walk. Like I wanted to exercise, I wanted to lose weight. Well, the weight dropped when I left him because the extra weight I was carrying was, in part from having children back to back for like 20 years, 17 pregnancies, 16 pregnancies in our marriage, 11 births, and 9 children are still living, ages 6 to 27. So a mother of 9 living children who stayed at home and did and served for everyone else, who is very intelligent and very capable and made gourmet type meals, not just whatever. Like I cooked from scratch, and none of that really should make a difference because it would be okay if it was just prepackaged everything, but it wasn't. I have done and served for decades to be tossed in the street, basically, like an absolute piece of trash when I am very valuable. There is a spiritual court as well as the 3D court, and the 3D courts are only propping up abuse. They should be able to look on their files and see that, approximately 3 point whatever years ago, this woman, Jennifer Henderson, filed for divorce against Tracy Henderson, claiming a contested divorce of abuse, that he was abusive. But now that court system turns a blind eye to anything on file and awards him everything because I don't show up. I didn't show up because I didn't know about it, and I didn't know about it because I didn't have a physical address, that I was not living at the marital home anymore. And after attempts on my life and going to jail unjustly for 4 months, I fled to a homeless shelter that allowed me to stay there for 1 month in Jarrett, Virginia, which is near Emporia. Then I stayed in Emporia for the next 8 months and in efficiency hotels, and Tracy knew that. And my money was running out, and Tracy was giving me a little bit of money some months, and then my money was run out, and I knew that I had to live in the woods, and that's what I did, and I survived on food stamps, and that's probably why I have these mites. I'm not sure, living in the woods, at least it's a little bit better than living in the city. In some ways, you always have somewhere to pee in the woods, and in the city, they make the bathrooms like some specialty only for the people who can pay to, buy a coffee or a tea or a whatever. There's no public restrooms. There's no porta potties. It's really ridiculous. And I've given birth 11 times, so I need to use the bathroom maybe slightly more than most people. So now I'm in Richmond. I came here to try to find a bigger hospital to help me with this infestation, which has not happened. And I have quite a bit of evidence to sue several hospitals at this point. And then there's this matter I'm finding out today that I no longer co-own the home. Any equity that I could have hoped would have, given me at least some relief from being in poverty so I could do something to come up out of living on the street, quote unquote, because I would choose the forest over the street. But that there is no equity in a home I owned for 18 years. And whatever the court deemed they thought I was, as a no-show, they aren't considering, or maybe they're corrupt. and they know, oh, she didn't get notification of this. There was no address. There was no, this was sent to the marital home, or this was sent, to her mother's address where she doesn't live anymore after we tried to take a hit out on her. The complexity of the corruption runs deep, I'm sure. So this is no small thing, and this is it's no accident. So the judge, love to know which judge it is probably part of the secret society system in some way, shape, or form. And they think they can just orchestrate these things and leave me in the cold. But I'm very high ranking spiritually, and that's not going to stand. So although right this moment it looks like they've won, they've won, that's not the end of the story. But my story will be used to change the laws, because this is bullshit. And the way that mothers get thrown away and treated as if like there's been a lot of effort to try to cast me in some kind of mental incapacity. That's not true. That's never been true about me. Never, ever has it been true about me. But I was dealing with a lot of trauma from Tracy abusing me, and leaving was the best thing I ever did, even if it has cost everything that I love and everything that I have owned. I will retain and get back my children, my young children at least. My older children have turned aside to the same stuff that their dad takes part in. But my story will be used as a means of change, because the system is very corrupt, and nobody, after a divorce, it's supposed to be Virginia's supposed to be a state of fair distribution. Fair distribution, he gets the house, the kids, and two vehicles that were always in his name. One vehicle that he has hidden away so I could have no vehicle in the last year, only making things harder for me, making it harder for me to get a job. And this is when I was living in hotels still. Efficiency hotels, the cheapest I could find, which was still higher than the mortgage of our house. Me and the children lived in the house for 2.5 years. When he quit his job, he lived 3 hours away with his mother, and he just came and showed up. And I only found out the day before because I called him about something, and he reluctantly told me that he was moving in. And I was thankful for that one day in advance notice, because it would have been much more traumatic the way he was planning it to be. And he was planning it to be traumatic on myself and on our children. So I was able to pull myself together, and I have a video about that. I'm sitting on the back swing and in the backyard, and he was on his way, and I knew that I had to leave. And what it was a tactic to try to get me to stay with him and not follow through with the divorce. Even after 2.5 years, he still thought he could pull a manipulation tactic, like forcing his way back into the home, knowing that I really didn't have anywhere to go and that I didn't want to leave my children. And I reluctantly had to move in with my mother. And then later, they tried to take me out. And these things seem crazy because they are crazy, but it doesn't make me crazy because people are doing crazy things to me, and because I'm speaking the truth. That shouldn't then make me be crazy, but that's what they would have it to be. They would have it to be like, oh, look, she's talking about someone taking her out. Look, she's like completely out of her mind. No, it's true, actually. So just because people want to do crazy, fucked up things to me, and I speak about it, doesn't make me become the crazy person. The crazy people are the ones who are trying to hire hitmen, not trying to, but hiring hitmen and coming after an innocent person who, in the spiritual realm, they will pay dearly for everything that they've done. And Tracy, who seems to have won, is going to be known as a murderer. He murdered our son, Ethan. He is a child molester. He has a history of marrying for being a black widow, marrying for gain. And he was only trying to do in our marriage what he had already done before. He is already married prior to being falsely married to me. The false marriage I only know about intuitively. So all these years, 28 years that I've been married to him, I believed was a full regular marriage. I was fully committed to him. I have weathered through affairs, things in the Bible made me, believe I should stay because he would always say he wouldn't do it again. And I wanted to believe that, which now I know that who he is an adulterer. Like, he isn't anything, and he could never be anything but that. Is what he is. What he is, he is a child molester, and he is a perverted person, and there's nothing really that he could do to not be that. That's what he is. He is probably, I believe, very likely, being abiding in him is some form of entity, a dark entity, and that is who Tracy is. That's who Tracy has been the whole time I've known him. He's a cold-blooded murderer, and this is going to come out because I'm very high-ranking in the spirit, and these things that have been done to me haven't been allowed to be done to me, so that I can be, like, if you will, the sponsor child for change in our country, to show the corruption in the government, to show the way that especially wives are cast away. I think it can happen the other way around sometimes, but it is more prevalent for it to be the wife to be cast away as if she's absolutely nothing. And this is high-level corruption of our government. I'm sure the judge, wish I had his name to say it, but I'm sure the judge is fully aware that I had filed a contested divorce. It's in their system, in the Southampton County system, in the same system. So it's not, which is a system we would have had to file divorce in. And there's just no excuse. There's no excuse for this. Any logical person will be able to understand, like, this is just a continuation of the abuse. But in Cortland, Virginia, apparently, where they, not too long ago, hung slaves in the same city, the born and raised type, where they, much less like in Richmond or somewhere like Virginia Beach, much more closed-minded. But this corruption is everywhere. It's everywhere. It's in our government, and it's in all the governments. It's in all the world governments. And I'm going to speak out about the things that have happened, and there's going to be change because, like I said, there's a spiritual court, and you can't just do these things to me and it just be okay. So karma's here. Not just karma's coming, karma's here. And it's going to eat your ass up, and you will die. You probably will take your life when you realize exactly what's known already, that there is an investigation. I know there's an investigation. I believe it's probably from outside of our country. And it's not okay. It's not okay to trash the mom, to make her seem as if she's not shown up to court. Oh, she must be a deadbeat. She must be a druggie. She must be a whore. She must be a whatever. She must be insane. Oh, you said some people put a hit on your life? Oh, you said people were trying to kill you? Are you sure you don't need some mental drugs? It's all a ploy. It's all a ploy to cast you into a certain light. They play both sides. They play the side. They are the corrupt lawyer, and they are the corrupt judge, and they're buddies with the corrupt husband, and they're all part of secret societies, which include the corrupt government. And then they come after you with false arrests, false charges, skewing things to try to make it seem like you're this and you're that when you're not. There's nothing negative that anybody could say truthfully about me. There's nothing negative they could say. I'm not a druggie. I'm not a whore. I'm celibate. I'm not a druggie. I never have been. I was going to karaoke clubs and singing, and I would have a drink then, but I haven't been drinking for a long time. I was roofied 3 times in the last I would say in the last 2 years, I was roofied among people that I didn't know were my enemies. People who've been trying to steal my destiny. People who realized that I was born to be a real star, like I am a real star. And these people siphon energy through sexual harvesting as their preferred method. And they've been doing it to me since I was an infant. My mother and father are probably not my biological mother and father, but they allowed it. And they're part of these secret societies too, which include the Mormons. There's Mormon background in my family. And spiritually, I outrank every single person, including any person in our government. I outrank them all. And this is all happening for a reason. So although right now it seems as if I've lost everything and he's won everything, quite the opposite will be the end result, because this is not over. The spiritual court has Tracy in contempt, and this judge, and my old lawyer Caitlin Walters. Corrupt, adopting a son, huh, Caitlin? And you're a pedophile? There should be something wrong with that. Just like the Mennonites, they adopt all the time, and they're pedophiles and cannibalisms. Should be something wrong with that. Sex trafficking. I've been sex trafficked in the marriage, and now I'm being cast away, homeless. Abuse is held up and supported, and the innocent are thrown into the ditch, metaphorically. Hey, Mr. Judge, who made that decision that I don't own the home I owned for 18 years and that I get absolutely nothing coming out of a 28-year marriage where I bore 11 children to one man who falsely married me and was already married. I think you might have made the wrong decision. I think you might have made the wrong decision. I wonder when you'll come to understand that and what will occur for you to understand that. I'm not laying a hand on anybody, but my guides, they don't play about me. And all of you motherfuckers, famous people to non-famous people, government officials, court officials, to just Tracy and his fat mama Connie, Felicia, Renata, all these ridiculous nobodies who have siphoned my energy for years without me knowing that this was even a thing. I didn't know about energy siphoning. I didn't know. Your downfall is sure, and my rise as well is sure. So perhaps I'm eaten up with these bugs in my face and everything looks worse than it has maybe ever, because I'm at my very, very lowest, because when this all switches, I'm going to be on top and back to shining, and y'all are going to be like I am like I am seemingly right now, seemingly to have nothing, seemingly sick and ill, decrepit, gross, maggots coming out of the back of my head when I'm on the bus, being made fun of. It would seem I have lost everything, but this will be your end, and my end is going to be all that I really truly am. Even now, I permeate an abundance that you only have tried to steal, that you've only gotten bits and pieces of. I am and have always been abundant, and I am and always have been protected. And my guides don't play about me, and justice is knocking. There is no way y'all are getting away with what you think you are. There is no way at all. Once again, this is not a threat. I'm not a violent person. I don't have to do anything as far as I don't have to, buy a gun or plot out and plan the way y'all do. All of you, like Alito, all of you corrupt people. No, I don't have to do those things. I live uprightly for myself. And it's not okay what is being done, not only to me, but what gets done to many other mothers. Many other mothers here at the shelter. The shelter is not somewhere we're able to stay all the time. It's just for extreme weather. But there's a lot of other mothers here who are discards. It's not okay. And the system is coming down. And I'm a prophet, I'm a seer, and I'm prophesying. And I tell you all, the system of America and beyond America, where pedophilia and sex trafficking are means to extract the energy of the innocent, whether they're grown like me or whether they are children. That slaughtering and eating of human is a way to fuel your reign of power is coming down. And I speak that. I'm Ocean, born Jennifer no, maybe not born Jennifer Henderson. My name has been Jennifer Henderson. Probably was stolen, probably a false adoption of some sort, because my energy was recognized and they placed me into a karmic family to sexually abuse me and keep me suppressed. And anyone who thinks that sounds crazy is just not awakened and not part of their group. The elites know very well who I am. So I agree, I don't look very well right now, but this is not the end. So you can look at me and know that this unappeal is more like where you're gonna be. But most likely you'll probably take your own lives because you can't handle the kind of hard that I have already handled. You can't handle it. You don't have the strength. All y'all are just pretenders. That's why you have to slaughter all the time and drink that blood and have sex with those children. Because you and yourself, you are nothing. You have no power and no strength, no shine of your own. You have to steal it and siphon it. Mine's built in. It's built in. My abundance is who I am.